This week on The Rock, we get a recap of this track and field season. Then we move from land to sea and take a look at the Anacortes sailing team. Lastly, we hear from the bands that performed at Shock the Island last weekend. All this and more on The Rock.
13 strong, we are The Rock. We'll make the show until we drop. We'll bring you news and we won't tell lies. Please watch The Rock or we will cry. It's made for students just like you. You're gonna wanna see what we do this week on The Rock. 3, 2, 1, we're live.
Welcome back to The Rock AHS. I'm Hunter Umayan.
And I'm Colin Bielitz.
Listen, I'll just run it straight to you. Track season had its final home meet last Friday.
Dallas Moore interviews the track athletes and what their experience was for this past season.
This track season has been really fun, and I think a lot of it is just because we're able to go back and do these big invitationals and have like big meets with other schools that we don't usually get to run with. And that's something that a lot of the team has never experienced before, just because, you know, we didn't have a track season 2 years ago, and then last year we had a modified season. So I think it's just been good having a longer season and then getting to experience all these new things. But I think that going back to invitationals has been the best part.
It's been really fun. It's good that it's not COVID this year. You know, everything seems a little bit better. The girls have had a phenomenal season. We've done all right for the guys, so that's pretty good. My 2 season goals was to beat my cousin who was a senior last year in the mile for his time, and I did that. And my other goal was to make state, and I guess the track season's still going on, so hopefully I can get there.
Yeah, I had like some goals, and the biggest one was to PR in my events, and I am so glad that I did that because it's been a long time since I've PR'd. And I also just wanted to like run a bunch of different relay events with the team, and we got to do that, which has been really fun. And those are some of the things we've gotten to do at invitationals.
My plans for postseason is just more running and getting prepared for cross-country season next year.
Postseason, I think I'm just kind of gonna go with the flow. I guess see how far I can make it in postseason, and I'm just excited to see like how we as a team can do in postseason, and like how many people can achieve their goals and hit PRs, and then also see how far our relay can make it in postseason. It was also just really fun to be able to experience all those things, especially just being with the team too. That's the best part of relays, is you're with your team.
These athletes are working extremely hard, and we couldn't be more proud of them.
Speaking of hardworking athletes, many members of the high school sailing team have been doing just that.
That's right. Let's take a look into what the sailing team is.
Kayla Strandberg has the story.
I'm Elise Murphy, and I'm the high school sailing coach. I started sailing back when I was in middle school. I started on a rowing sailing racing club, and then I was on the high school sailing team when I was in high school.
My name is Cassius Tosvainen. I've been sailing for about 6 years now. I've been on the team for 4 years. And my favorite part about sailing is probably it's just kind of different from every other sport out there. It's like you can get a whole different understanding and experience from anything else out there. And I think it's the only sport that's like solely dependent on something you really have no control over. Like you can't be so good that you control the wind. It's just always, it's always kind of controlling you.
The part about sailing is that it combines so many different things. There's athleticism, there's science, there's just all kinds of different things that come together to make a boat move and to make a team work together and to run races.
Than you could ever hope to know. And you know I felt it more.
The scariest thing that ever happened to me when I was sailing is, it wasn't like, it's like looking back it was probably kind of scary, but I don't know if I was super scared in the moment because I'm just that tough and cool. But we were in Oak Harbor for a race, and it was super windy. It's like 20, 25 knots or something, and we capsized in the middle of a channel. And there was like 3-foot waves. You don't have to have any experience in sailing to like learn and become really good at it. Some of the best people we've ever had on the team were people that just showed up one day because they were bored, and they just like ended up like really enjoying it and getting really good at it.
Wow. Our student body sure has some talented individuals.
I agree. Hi, Hunter. Did you go to Shock the Island?
Of course I did. It was great to see our bands from Rock the Island up on stage again, as well as brand new performers.
My name is Caitlin.
And I'm Tenzin.
And we are going to be your MCs for the night.
It's really scary to play in front of people you know versus people you don't know. It's cool, but it's also terrifying. So
I do not share that sentiment.
you
I don't have
so?
stage fright.
I have very bad stage fright.
I like to Rock the Island playing live because that was like my first actual like stage live something, and I was super nervous out in like the hallway. We all were like super nervous. I remember we were like just looking back and forth. It was really funny. But actually playing live was pretty simple. It just didn't really feel that different from practicing, which is nice. That was just me.
I'm really nervous, but I feel like I'm gonna end up enjoying it anyways, even if like it doesn't go perfectly. Yeah. But you know, we're just gonna see. It's first.
With performing live, there's sort of this heightened level of actually needing musical skill. Like there's a demand for understanding music and communicating with the crowd, being able to communicate with the crowd, and knowing what you're doing. So I think the opportunities like Shock the Island or Rock the Island or the Anacortes Music Project to have young people gain that sort of experience and like put them out there in the world actually doing like real musical stuff is cool.
Music to my ears.
It's exactly like music.
Well, that wraps up our show for today.
If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please be sure to email us at therock@asd103.org. We'd love to hear your feedback. And with that, I'm Hunter Umayam.
And I'm Colin Bielitz.
And
from our rock to yours, have a great day, AHS.
A warrior of real love, almighty love. Oh yeah, real love. Oh yeah. If you know this love.